This video will show you how to install a biparting, double-pocketing, multi-slide door system. Your door installation kit will come with all the necessary items for your installation. First, we will prepare the rough opening for the installation. Verify the rough opening is 1 inch wider and 5/8 inch taller than the door frame dimensions. Verify the pocket is wide enough to fit the combined track widths plus 1 1/2 inches. Next, verify the rough opening is square, level, and plumb. Finally, make sure the pocket depth is the width of the panel plus 2 inches. Now we will install the head tracks. First, calculate the height of the head track within the opening by adding the callout of the floor track or sill plus the panel height plus 1 1/4 inches. Mark the height dimensions on both sides of the rough opening to indicate where the top of the head track will be positioned vertically in the opening. Now we will calculate the exterior to interior position of the head track by measuring 1 inch out from the exterior pocket wall and marking with a pencil. Repeat this process for the other pocket. Using a chalk line, connect the two marks for both height and depth. Locate the track end by measuring the front of the pocket and subtracting 2 inches. Mark this location. Using a square, continue the mark for the entire width of the header. With a helper, position the head track on the header. Next, align the head track with each set of marks and secure through the pre-drilled holes with number 8 by 2 1/2 inch screws. Now, shim the head track to ensure it is level. Using the same process, secure the remaining head track directly next to the previously installed track. Next, we will install the floor tracks. The floor tracks will be different lengths, depending on where they are installed. The longest track will be the track closest to the interior. From one end of the interior-most head track, hang a plumb line from the end of the head track to the subfloor and mark the location. Now repeat this process for the other end and mark the location. Now, measure in 1/2 inch from the plumb line and make a mark. Measurements vary depending on the type of track. Refer to the floor track alignment table in the written installation instructions to confirm. Next, using a chalk line, snap a line between the two marks. Align the interior floor track with the chalk line. Next, apply sealant to the sill fastener holes and fasten the floor track through the pre-drilled holes with the provided number 12 by 1 3/4 inch screws. Level and insert shims as necessary. Now, position one of the shorter floor tracks next to the second long floor track, using the spacing tool to provide the correct positioning. Secure the new track in the same manner as you did with the first floor track. To secure the other end of the short track, place the spacing tool near the end, apply sealant, and secure. Repeat for the remaining pre-drilled holes. Now, butt the second shorter floor track next to the secured long floor track, using the spacing tool to provide the correct positioning, as you did with the first of the shorter tracks. Apply sealant and secure. Next, we will prepare and stage the panels. First, clean all debris from all tracks. Position the first panel on sawhorses. We will now prepare and install the fuzzy weather strip to apply to the panel ends. Now cut the provided fuzzy weather strip to size in order to install them to the top and bottom of each interlocks. You will cut the fuzzy weather strip to 3/4 of an inch wide by 1 3/4 inches long. This fuzzy weather strip has already been cut to 1 3/4 inches wide, so our installer is cutting a 3/4 inch piece. Remove the backing and adhere the fuzzy weather strip to the end of the interlock. Staple into place. For the bottom piece on the weather strip closest to the interlock, trim the weather strip 3/4 of an inch wide to accommodate for the fuzzy weather strip. Cut one piece 3/4 of an inch wide. Temporarily fit it into place at the bottom of the panel. Note where the weather strip needs to be cut to align at the outer edge of the interlock. Cut this to size. Peel the backing from the fuzzy weather strip to adhere into place. Staple the weather strip to the bottom of the panel. Now, cut the bottom weather strip to fit between the fuzzy weather strip and the end of the panel and press it back into the kerf. If necessary, you can use a small amount of sealant to help hold this piece of weather strip in place. Repeat this process for all remaining interlocks. You will also need to cut and install fuzzy weather strip on both panels with astragal components using the same process. Study the overall door configuration before installing the first panel. Then, stage the doors and their configuration on each side of the opening. Panels are numbered from the outside, left to right. Next, we will install the panels. With the interlocks oriented to the exterior, place the top of the first panel into the interior-most head track. Raise the panel and swing the bottom inward over the interior-most floor track. Now, lower the panel onto the floor track with the wheels centered on the ridge cap. Install the second panel in the same manner. Now, install the third panel with at least 50% overlap over the first panel for proper interlock engagement. Install the fourth panel in the same manner. Finally, align all door panels and check for proper operation. It may be helpful to mock up the finished floor to verify the panel weather strip will properly contact the finished floor. The finished floor should be 1/8 inch below the top of the floor track, and the panel weather strip should contact the finished floor. Now we will make any necessary adjustments to the rollers and strike plate. Find the roller adjustment hole on the interior face of the panels. Always lift the panel before making adjustments to take weight off the rollers. Turn clockwise to raise the panels and counterclockwise to lower them until the weather strip makes contact with the finished floor and the panel is level. To adjust the strike plate, extend the latch and bring the panels close together to check for proper orientation. If the lock doesn't engage the strike plate, loosen the 2 screws and move the strike plate up or down until there is proper engagement. When aligned properly, pre-drill through the 2 remaining holes in the strike plate. Install 2 number 10 by 1 1/4 inch security screws through the holes in the strike plate. Now we will secure the exterior panels. First, lock the panels together. From the exterior, push all panels towards the pockets until they are centered in the opening. Attach the post interlock spacer material, such as a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, to the exterior of the rough opening. Once the plywood or similar material is installed, insert the post interlock so that it engages with the panel interlock. Slide the panel toward the pocket until the post interlock is flush against the opening jamb. Secure through each pre-drilled hole. Now we will install the pocket closure. First, mark for a pilot hole approximately 1 inch from the edge without weather strip and 4 inches from each end of the pocket closure. Repeat for the other end. Continue to mark every 10 to 12 inches or evening spaces based on the number of provided screws. Once marked, drill the pilot holes in their proper location. Secure the pocket closure to the edge of the door so that it butts up against the back of the interlock with the provided number 8 by 2 inch screws. Verify the weather strip makes contact with the pocket. Install trim if necessary. Repeat this process for the other pocket. Now we will install the bumpers. Bring the exterior-most panel to the back of the pocket. Mark the center of the bumper block. Move the panels out of the way and install the bumper where marked, directly behind the panel with the provided screw. Install the bumpers vertically centered in the pocket. Check for proper alignment. Finally, operate all panels to test for proper roller operation and lock engagement. For additional information and complete written instructions for tasks depicted in this video, visit www.JELD-WEN.com, or if you have questions, call us at 1-800-JELD-WEN.